This is Andrew Greenfield for the Life in Quebec show, and we're joined now by Sean McCann, formerly of the hugely successful and critically acclaimed Canadian band Great Big Sea. Sean performs as a solo artist today and is playing gigs across Canada. So, Sean, thanks for talking to us.
Nice to be here, Andrew.
All right.
Good morning, Quebec.
Now, I suppose the best place to start really is Great Big Sea. What are your happiest memories from being an integral part of one of Canada's iconic bands?
I guess in the beginning we were all focused on the same thing. There were good times, and I remember a time when we had nothing, and but each other type thing. And I remember the camaraderie at the very beginning. Small venues, which I still love and have gone back to, were powerful. There was power in the band then, but I believe that as it expanded, it just expanded. And for me, honestly, it was as an alcoholic, it was a really dangerous place to be. So, I was there. I stayed in that line of work for probably, arguably, a longer time than I should have for my own health and my family's well-being.
Yeah.
For the sake of money, and money doesn't always make the best decisions. And again, for me, fundamentally, it became a place to hide and not deal with my own truth. And so, I moved on and have no regrets. Everything happens for a reason.
Yeah. But
in answer to your question, the fond memories are the first year or two were great.
Now, interesting that you would say it was a place for you to hide, because, of course, as you got bigger, you're playing in front of huge crowds, and to me, that's not exactly hiding. But
well, yeah, the crowds got bigger, but the message got smaller, if there ever was one, because you can't really say a lot when you're dealing with 10,000 people.
No.
You have to simplify your actions and words and dumb them down. And what I mean by hiding is using alcohol to not be present,
right.
To numb pain. And that's what I was there for.
Yeah.
So it didn't matter to me about the 10,000 people, because I was, I had my drugs in my system, and I was happy enough,
yeah.
to just be hidden in plain sight. And as we got bigger, our rider got bigger, a lot bigger. I think it ended up with a bottle of whiskey and a bottle of rum, 4 bottles of wine, and 48 beer per day.
Wow.
So, and there was only 9 of us ever on the road, so that's quite a large consumption level.
Yes.
And that was kind of what I faced every day I went to work. I was encouraged to do my work.
Right. So now, the Great Big Sea had a huge following, and then all of a sudden, for all of us on the outside, no more. You decided to call it a day in 2013. So was it the alcohol then that made you reach that decision, do you think?
Well, I quit drinking at that point, and then my last tour was sober on that bus. Unfortunately, I was the only one who quit drinking, so the bus hadn't changed. The environment had changed on the bus. So I was walking a very dangerous line there. And then also, Andrew, as I started my recovery and became fully present, I became unhappy with things that I hadn't been paying attention to for many years.
Right.
Because they didn't matter to me.
Yeah. But
the way we were doing or handling our business, we had handed it off to third parties, and I had come to the decision that they were not operating in our best interests. And I started to identify these problems that I saw as problems. Of we can do better here. This is wrong. I don't like the way we treat that person. And none of that was stuff people wanted to wake up and deal with. Yeah, and I became, that it bothered me, but it didn't bother anyone else. So that added more pressure to the situation. Me being awake and alert and aware was not helpful to continuing the lull that was the bus, the liquor lull.
Right. So you think then that as you became sober, you felt that the band was being taken advantage of in some way?
Yes, most definitely. I think in many ways. And, our former manager, Louis Thomas, who still manages Alan, is a big reason why we're not together, for sure.
Right. Okay, so you stopped drinking a while ago. Do you think your life has changed as a result? And actually, the social aspect of it, do you miss it?
No, I don't. I don't miss it. I realized that I was a bit of an asshole when I was drinking. I used to think I was a great drinker, but no one is, And I found first it was when I first quit drinking. Of course, all my friends were big drinkers, and I was the leader of the party parade in St. John's, Newfoundland, which is the party capital. It's the New Orleans of Canada, I would argue.
Right.
And I was the leader. I was the head of the parade there for 20 odd years or 30 years, and when I quit drinking, it was a huge shock, and no one believed I would continue to be sober. But yeah, I think the boys are still waiting for me to fall off the wagon. But it's it's been almost 6 years now.
Yeah, so far so good. Yeah.
I lost a lot of friends. I lost my immediate circle of friends, quote unquote friends. They just disappeared instantly, and I had to start from zero. And I didn't know any sober people, and I didn't really know how to have a conversation, and I had to relearn all that stuff. And luckily, I have a beautiful wife and kids who love me. And I had to readjust. Like waking up wasn't, it was almost like waking up as a baby in many ways, and learning to walk again. But I mean, if anyone's out there listening, I would say that that's the work I took on for a couple of years. And after about a year and a half, I was okay. I was happy to be social again, and that's when I started to play again. I missed being on stages. I missed being in small rooms, like the town hall in Val Cartier. We're going to go on November 12th.
Yeah.
It's just that those intimate interactions when 200 people get into a room and you can hear everything everyone says, and people can see each other, and you're not part of a huge mob.
Yeah.
You can do a lot. You can do a lot of damage in a room like that. I can really get somewhere. I feel like, and say some stuff that means something.
Yeah.
And sing songs that people hear the words. And that's the new buzz for me, and it was worth the work. It was definitely worth that work, and just being on the other side now, it's like I can't believe I didn't do it earlier, but I didn't think I could. I guess.
Right.
And, I know I can.
So obviously, as you're describing there, you now perform as a solo artist, and do you think you're happier now doing that than before?
Oh my goodness, yes. Yeah, yes. Yeah, I'm free to make my own mistakes. I'm free to say more. I'm free to. I feel like I have a sense of purpose, and my main goal in shows is to go out and sing my songs, which a lot of them are about my recovery, and deal with a lot of stuff. I think Great Big C. My big regret with Great Big C is that we were in a position to affect millions of people, and we didn't.
Right.
We didn't say anything. The only thing we said was, "You're okay, I'm okay. Let's just have a pint." But there's a lot more to the world, and this world we live in today is a challenging world. So I think it's my duty to, do more, try harder, and but that wasn't the kind of effort that was encouraged in that environment, because we had a brand and it worked. When you embrace the philosophy of capitalism, then if it works, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
No, absolutely.
So just do what you always did and take the money. And what I do now is not about that. I like to make a bit of money every now and then, but I've lived that life, and it's not enough. Not when you're an artist, and not for anybody. So I just I follow my heart, and I'm able to now. So yes, in answer to your question, I'm much happier now because I'm free. I'm free of my addiction, and I'm free to say and do what I want.
Oh, good. Now, over the years, you've toured and visited Quebec many times.
Yeah, love it. Love it.
What's your overall impression of Quebec and its people?
I love Quebec because it's so diversified. The culture, coming from Newfoundland, I'm from a distinct culture, so I know what it is to be different. And I don't think the first time I got to Quebec, I was probably 18 or 19 years old. Mm-hmm. And it was just, there's a real energy in the culture. Like, the French culture is buoyant and similar to Newfoundland culture in many ways, but it's very social culture. And that's what I was drawn to. People were drawn to us because we were different, I guess, but they were open and welcoming. And I love that about Quebec, and that's why I love to come back. I wish I could do more. I haven't learned French yet, but I live in Ottawa now, and I'm working on it.
So you're just down the road, yeah. Now, if you could describe Quebec in 4 words, what would those 4 words be?
What would those 4 words be? Quebec is beautiful. Quebec is beautiful. And driving through Quebec, it's so abundant and it's just gorgeous. And maybe, I don't know. Quebec is like, for me, I see it as a romantic place. I think Quebec is made for lovers. I really do. And I'm not trying to be cheesy. I just, Quebec is an attractive province. Yeah. In every way.
Now you'll be playing a great big evening in Val Cartier, as you mentioned a couple of moments ago, November 12th. What can fans expect to see and hear at the show?
I never really have a preconceived set list. I like to see the people as they come in and identify who we are and say hello. And I'm going to sing my heart out, and I'm going to get people. No one is going to get out of that room without singing their hearts out, and I mean singing. And that's because I believe that music is is strong medicine, and music is what saved me ultimately. I used to think music was what led me astray, but it wasn't that. It was my inability to face my past that led me astray, and liquor led me astray. But the music was there, and it's been my constant. And for a while, I thought I wouldn't play. It took a year, and I needed music,
Yeah.
and that's what I talk about now. And I show people. I don't just say music is medicine. I show them how to use it. And the most powerful thing I can really do is get people to sing, because that's strong medicine.
Well, I'm sure that's going to happen on the night. Now, what projects have you got lined up for the future?
I've just finished a brand new CD, just came out a month ago today, actually, called There's a Place. So I'm just now starting to get out and tour that. I've done about 5 shows with that new song. So that was my labor of love the last year or so, getting that recorded and put out. I'm working on a coloring book, because I'm selling CDs at shows, people still use them, but I imagine that those days, at some point, that'll stop.
Yeah.
Because of the digital world we live in. So I've also been working with some artists on a coloring book, a companion to that record. I still call them records.
Yeah.
I'm 50, but I like the idea. Because I'm my own manager and my own everything these days, I spend a lot of time on my computer, and I don't think it's good for me. I'm trying to get less and less, and I talk a bit about that some nights, but I want to give people an option, and I know it's a bit of a fad now, I think, and my kids turned me on to it.
Yeah.
But I love to color. I'm not much of an artist, but I'm pretty good at coloring stuff in.
Well, we're all big kids, aren't we? Really.
Yeah, absolutely. But to take your eyes off the screen, the artificial light that's seduced us all entirely. Like we can't even go, an hour without it. We're addicted to it, and addiction is defined as behavior we can't control. And if people think they can control their addiction to their phones, they're usually in denial, because I know I can't.
Right.
If I get in the car, I almost have to put it in the trunk now, so I don't use it.
Yeah, I don't
It's just part
think
of every conversation. It's always there, omnipresent. And I want to put people's eyes somewhere that's not the screen. So that's why I'm doing the coloring book.
I don't think you're alone in the realization that everybody's on their phones all the time. Definitely, but listen. Good luck with the coloring book, and good luck with the shows and the new CD that's out. And again, Sean, thanks again for talking to Life in Quebec.
Great talking to you, Andrew, and I look forward to spending some more of my life in Quebec.